because we record all of our services to be able to share at a later time for those who missed it or those who want an extra shot of inspiration. So thank you for accepting that recording. So again, I'm Reverend Amina Bliss. This is the Inspire Spiritual Community. We're grateful to welcome you today. What a blessing to be on Zoom where we can join from everywhere. And we are really looking to expand even more deeply our connection all over the world. So please feel free to invite your friends. And they don't have to be here in LA, they can be anywhere. So please invite them and share the love. We meet on the second and fourth Sundays of every month. And today we have a special guest teacher, Reverend Skip Jennings. We're so excited to welcome him today. And we also have music inspiration from Joseph Eid, which is becoming a January tradition. So we're thrilled that Joseph could be with us today. He's been with us. This is the third year in a row that he's been here in January. So we love being able to keep doing that. And also at the end of service today, right after service, we are going to do together a powerful practice of visioning with Garrick Angel, which is something we love to do. And it's a great thing to do at the beginning of the year. So please, if you're interested, you're more than welcome to stay. After service, we'll be doing that when service is over, and it'll take about 45 minutes. The next service is February 12th, and that will feature Reverend Alfreda Lanois, and that will be our anniversary service. It's going to be 13 years of Inspire. So, wow, let's keep it going. And the way we keep Inspire going is with our service committee and with all of our people who support us, and including all of you. Really grateful for Garrick and Tom and Tamra and Sydney and Tara, who aren't here today, who are part of our service committee, because they help make it happen week after week. And we need all of the hands we can get. So if you're interested in helping us keep Inspire going and supporting our services, we'd love to have you. And if you'd like to volunteer, you can click on your service reminder, or you can send an email to us at office@inspirespiritualcommunity.org. So as we're getting started, oh, a couple more folks coming in. That's great. Would like to also let you know that we're going to have a Q&A after Reverend Skip's teaching. So you're welcome to use the raise hand feature to ask a question after that. And we'd like to now welcome all of those who are joining us for the first time. And we will do a blessing for you I will recite it on behalf of the community. So we raise our hands to you and we say, welcome to Inspire. We know who you are. You are a beautiful and unique way the divine is expressing itself on the planet. We see you, we love you, and we welcome you home. Welcome to Inspire, everyone. We're going to get started with our meditation. So let's just get comfortable and settle in and take a deep breath of love and gratitude. Get comfortable in your seat and just let your eyes gently close. Uncross your arms and legs. Just make yourself open and available for spirit to flow through with ease and with grace. And another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. Just letting anything go that came before this moment. Opening up ourselves to hear and feel and see and know more clearly than ever before. And let us imagine a small ball of bright white light rotating clockwise in the center of your chest, in your heart center. This ball of light is about the size of a tennis ball, and as you place your attention on it, it begins to expand, filling your chest with beautiful, radiant white light. And this light continues to expand, grow. It flows up past your shoulders into your neck and fills your head. It flows down your arms into your hands and fingers. White light continuing to flow, filling your torso, flowing into your hips, your legs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, feet, and toes. Your entire physical body is one with this light. Every bone, every muscle, every organ, every cell, every cell and electron and atom of your being soaked and saturated in brilliant, beautiful white light. This light is restorative, it's rejuvenating. It raises your vibration to its natural state, the high frequency of divine love. And this light expands to beyond the body into the auric field, creating an orb all around you, encircling you, this white light. It fills the room that you're in, it fills the building that you're in, it floods out into the street, the neighborhood, white light expanding throughout your community, your city, your state, your country, your continent. It seeps into the ocean, instantaneously enveloping the entire planet and uniting every living being. We are one in this light. So let's take a moment to breathe, relax, to feel this light, this love, to share it with each other and with every living being. So let's send love, send light to ourselves and to all. We'll sit in silence for just a moment. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free. May I be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. May all beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. I'm going to take a long, slow, deep breath in and gently release. I invite you to stay in this place of feeling love and sharing love as I speak a word of blessing for this service. Mother, Father, God, infinite intelligence, divine love, how grateful we are to join together in the Inspire spiritual community. So grateful to connect heart to heart wherever we may be in the world, opening ourselves up to receive the perfect message of love, of healing, of hope, of freedom, releasing anything that may keep us from being fully present here and now, any worries or concerns that came before this moment. We let go. We let go any of our anxiety, anything that has been causing suffering. And we remember that love is all there is. And we are that. We are love. We remember our divine perfection. We remember our oneness. We remember that we are peace. We are freedom. We are joy. We are love. And so we open ourselves to receive that fully now and express all of the qualities of God that are already within us. We bless the service. We know that it is perfect. We know that the perfect configurations of souls have joined together today for a message of love, for a message of unity, for a message of peace. We bless Reverend Skip, Joseph, and everyone who is present and all members of the Inspired community, past, present, and future. We release this word, we allow it to be in grace and gratitude, and so it is. Amen. And so now I am very happy to bring Tom Hennessy, Reverend Tom Hennessy, to share our mission statement. Reverend Tom?
Reverend Tom, you need to unmute.
There. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Let's welcome everybody in with namaste. Put your hands on your, in a prayer position on your heart. Bring it up to your lips, to your third eye, back down to your lips, and say, Namaste. The God in me salutes the God in you. Our mission statement today is Inspire is a spiritual community of like-minded souls committed to walking our talk in joyous fellowship by demonstrating the power of love, compassion, and non-judgment every day in every way. Recognizing the divinity of all life, we stand united by actively liberating humanity by healing judgment, fear, and shame within ourselves. Our intention to create world peace, piece by piece. Woohoo! Okay. Let's see. Go back to you, Amina.
Thank you, Reverend Tom. So, as I mentioned before, we have a special treat today, and we are so grateful to have Joseph Eid with his wonderful music back today for the third January in a row. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Amina. Thank you, everybody, for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here with you right now. It's funny. The first song I want to introduce is actually a song that I played for the very first time a year ago at Inspire, and this is like the second time something like this has happened. And since then, I've recorded it and I've released it into the world. The song is called Remedy, and the idea behind it is basically that with all the information that we get in this modern age, we're inundated with on a daily basis, a lot of times I notice that the people around me start to make conclusions about the world based on what they hear from others, from media sources and from other information, and they get disconnected from their own experience with people and their lives. and the importance of us remembering that before we were inundated with information every minute of the day, we knew what life was by how life was to us. And Remedy is a song about seeing the good, seeing where we want to go, seeing the solution, and not being drowned out by the problem. And it was inspired by a friend who told me once, I really want to have children, but the world is so cruel. How can I do it? And I looked at her and I thought, how sad, because the world is not cruel. The world is beautiful. And there are so many beautiful people in this world. And let us never, ever, ever lose touch with that, because once we do, that's when it's over. So that's what the song's about.
All the promises were broken, and all the lies they said were true. And everyone I thought was open, they were all the same, walking down a lane of doom. I believe that things are better, and lately I've been finding proof. But they tell you there's no point, so just toss a coin, 'cause in the end it's just no use. I watch you bow to the ground, but I won't follow you down. Don't believe what you read. I will find an escape, 'cause we're never too late. I will not be deceived while you preach all your fears. I'll be searching for a remedy while you tell your tales of the end. I'll be writing something different. Oh, oh, oh. I got a friend who wants children, but she thinks the world is just too cruel. So she's afraid of raising children. Is she wide awake, or is she just another fool? See, it's so easy to get sucked into some kind of hopeless state. And when the news is television, you forget what's real when they just focus on the hate. I watch you bow to the ground, but I won't follow you down. Don't believe what you read. I will find an escape, 'cause we're never too late. I will not be deceived when you say it is what it is. I'll be saying make it what you wish. Why you tell your stories of death? I'll be searching for some happiness. And yeah, I know there's inequality, so many demons to face, but I believe in love in my country, and I won't turn my back on the human race. To the ground, but I won't follow you down. Don't believe what you read. I will find an escape, 'cause we're never too late. I will not be deceived while you preach all your fears. I'll be searching for a remedy while you tell your tales of the end. I'll be writing something different while you preach all your fears. I'll be searching for a remedy.
Beautiful. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
So gorgeous. What a blessing. So that's a great lead in to take us into our main teaching. Our hearts are even more open. And today we are so, so grateful to welcome Reverend Skip Jennings to our community. He is a longtime friend of Garrick and Tamra. He served at Agape with Garrick on the LGBT ministry, and he's now living in Florida doing great work at the Center for Spiritual Living in Fort Lauderdale. So we are super, super grateful, blessed, and excited to have Reverend Skip Jennings. Welcome, Reverend Skip.
Thank you, Rev. Good morning, everyone. And although it's afternoon here, I can say good morning to all of y'all because it's still morning there. So grateful to take a moment and to be in fellowship. And I love this idea of, and this divine, I'm going to call it divine idea of connection. And we used to say there is no space or time between us. And now we are the manifestation of that statement, of that principle. And it's coming to life via Zoom and online, and things I do, a lot of the things I do is virtual. So I'm just so grateful to be in your community. And before we start, I want to say that my heart goes out to my LA family. I heard of another mass shooting. And with that being said, I always know that when we hear something that's happening that feels so out of touch with where we are moving towards and what we want to become, it is a call for prayer. That every situation that we encounter, every situation is either a reminder or for love or a call for love. And I know that this is a call for love right now. So we hold the whole entire world, we hold the planet in our hearts right now. My family, we come from Selma, Alabama. I was born in Alabama. And Selma was hit with some tornadoes throughout, last week and, the week before, I should say. And so where my grandmother's house stood, it's now unlivable, and the house has been there for 120 years. And my aunt's home has been there for over 6 years. It's not livable. So there are things that are coming up for us to remember to pray, to remember that no matter what we see, God is there in the mix. This has been a real growing time for me. And being here in Florida, being here in community here, where it brings you to a place of your spiritual practice of there is no separation. When here in Florida, there is a huge appearance of separation through what you believe, through how you vote, through sexuality, through color. And so I get to hold the high watch. And we were just talking before we went online. People ask, well, why did you go to Florida? And I am always reminded of what Michael Beckwith said to me before I left. You're going to show love. You're going to show them how inclusivity looks like. So I'm here for a reason, and I'm just very grateful to be able to be here with you. And our topic today is say yes, and say yes to life. And I'm grateful that we get to talk about this. And I truly believe in the one mind. I'm talking about the universe. I'm talking about God. I'm talking about spirit. The one mind is active always. And we are not just connected to the one mind. We are the one mind itself. So here at Center for Spiritual Living for Lauderdale, we're talking about saying yes as well. We're talking about setting new intentions this month. And that is our theme of the month. We are being invited to release lack and limitation beliefs, these blocks that hold us back. We're either flowing in spirit or we are blocked. We are in our blocks, and I call that spiritual constipation. And what is going to help us to get out of the blocks is to tap into our spiritual practices, our principles, prayer life, meditation. We have to open ourselves up to flowing. And as we are opening up ourselves up to flowing, there's a hashtag that we started using here at Center for Spiritual Living. I'm using it for my own posting on social media. It's free, hashtag free in 23. So we begin to recognize that we have the ability to free ourselves up for the Spirit of God to flow through and as us. So to do that, we have to turn on our GPS, Our GPS is our God-powered system, or today we might even call it the great-powered system, which is the same God. It's great. We get to tap into this energy that will guide us, that will lead us, that will inspire us. We get to remember intention and setting intention for our yes. And yes is an acronym I've been using for about 20 years. Yes for me stands for you expressing spirit. You expressing spirit. And if you've ever spent time with me online or you've heard me speak, I like to use a lot of acronyms. So get your notebooks out. I'll give you about 4 acronyms a day to help you in your spiritual practice. But what I love about intention, Wayne Dyer teaches and taught and still teaches. I still read his book, The Power of Intention. If you don't have it, get it. Powerful book. He talks about that we must look at intention in a different way. We think about intention as something that we intend to do. Intention is not about doing, it's about becoming. Intention is about tapping into source energy. The source energy is the God power that helps us to manifest our life. So if we're looking at the face of intention, which Wayne Dyer created and downloaded, there are 7 faces that we use to manifest the life that we desire. Creativity, kindness, love, beauty, expansion, abundance, and receptivity. And when we're going through our yes, the intention of the yes is always to create something new. We must always be prepared to create something new from intention. And if you ever planted a seed, a little something into the ground, it can only grow through kindness. If you're setting the intention to help a child to grow and manifest, it must have kindness. So when we take creativity and we put kindness behind it, we're showing up in love. And so if we're saying yes to spirit, yes to life, we're saying yes to love. And then from there, we take creativity, kindness, and love. It can only create something beautiful. How amazing is that? And then we move from the beauty. Our job then is to expand the beauty to everyone. And then we get to see the abundance of spirit that moves everywhere present. There is no end to abundance. And then our work is to be receptive, because intention never judges anyone or never denies anyone. So when we become receptive to this intention that lives within us, we're going to manifest our yes. Last week was our celebration for Martin Luther King. And I invite our community to not just think of one day, you get that day off, and a lot of people don't know what that day off is. They just know it's a federal holiday. So you need to go back to the reason why we get to have our day off and celebrate King. King said yes to life, not just life for him, but life for everyone, equality for everyone, equality of no matter if you're black, white, gay, straight, whatever. That was the yes. So we get to take intention, create a yes, and we get to ask, are we willing to create a life for everyone, a life that works for everyone? So one of the things that have come up for me is, what is that yes to life? The yes to life is greatness. And when we think about greatness, we have to contemplate 3 questions around greatness. What is greatness? And are we willing to do what it requires for us to be great? And how can we flow into greatness? So let's look at that first word. And I have a list of people that the University of Washington actually put together a list of people that they consider the 100 most greatest Americans. And they missed a lot of people. I'm going to tell you right up. And I'm not going to read all 100. There's a few. I'm just going to give a little few of these, and then I'm going to add a few of mine. So when we think about greatness, when we think about these people, I want you to think maybe there's one person that might touch your heart. You might see the greatness or the spark of creativity in them. So they have a list of Abraham Lincoln, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Susan B. Anthony, Eleanor Roosevelt, Booker T. Washington, Theodore Roosevelt, Jackie Robinson, Harvey Milk, JFK, Robert Kennedy, Thurgood Marshall, Gloria Steinem, Maya Angelou, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Upton Sinclair, Malcolm X. Who else they have on this list? W.E.B. Du Bois. They have Barack Obama, Ida B. Wells, Walt Disney, Helen Keller, Alexander Hamilton, the Wright brothers, Jesse Owens, Miles Davis, Tuskegee Airmen, Jimmy Carter, Oprah Winfrey. But they missed a few. Langston Hughes is on here, Orson Welles, Steve Jobs, but they missed a few. In my mind, if you're going to create a list, how can you have a list and not put Beyonce on that list? Come on, y'all. I'm just saying, how can you miss Beyonce? Okay? And if you're going to make a list of greatness, how can you leave off Serena Williams off that list? I'm just saying. Venus Williams, these are the greats. But also, we have people like Ernest Holmes, Michael Beckwith, Ricky Byers. Nobody writes music like Ricky. Are you kidding me? This is the greatness. This is God expressing itself. God expressing itself as you. That's your yes. There is Joel S. Goldsmith, Matthew Fox. There's Iyanla Vanzant, Marianne Williamson. You got a list of greats that they missed. The Dalai Lama was on the list, yo. Desmond Tutu, James Baldwin, Muhammad Ali. What? Come on now. Y'all done missed it. But listen, I'm okay with that. Because we get to look at greatness and we get to add our own people to this list. Who do we deem to be great? And when we look at this list of greatness, we have to look at why do we see greatness within them? 3 things come to mind for me is that their craft changed the planet in some way. You know, Venus and Serena shifted the way we saw women's tennis. You know, Tiger Woods, people was not watching tennis or golf until Tiger Woods came along. There were these moments of greatness that pushed the planet into a new direction. Albert Einstein pushed it into a new direction. I believe that Ernest Holmes created this movement. I don't believe he was the first one to talk about it. And I know he wasn't the first one about healing your life with your mind. But when it comes to science of mind, that was divinely downloaded through an him. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. The second thing is passion. Passion and fire equals inspiration. So when someone's in their passion, someone's in their fire, they are inspired and they're inspiring other people to do their best. This is why it's so important that we don't play small anymore, that we understand that we are here to shine our light so we can invite other people to shine their light. Listen, if I got on a tennis court with Serena Williams, her serve would probably just put me in a coma, but I do know I'm going to play tennis better by watching Serena play. It's just how it is. Greatness begets greatness. And then the third one is vision. I believe that each of these great individuals that we spoke of, that we are on our list, and any others that you want to put on the list, they caught a vision for stepping out of the box. Here's the thing about greatness, when we're saying yes to our life, we have to get out of the box. Because in God, there is no box. And we want to put God in the box, and then we want to put ourselves in the same box with God so we can be all cramped up together. And God is saying, let me out of the box. And our spirit is saying, what box? So when we look at greatness, we look at this yes, number one, you got to remember this yes is within you. There's a spark of divine intelligence that's ready to have a spirit explosion within you. It's in you. It's not something outside of you. And yes, we can have people who will inspire us, but we still have to go within to unleash our greatness. It is an energy and the ability to achieve more than what we thought we could imagine. I love this idea. When I studied greatness this week, preparing for this talk, I looked at what greatness means in other people, and a lot of times it came up, I surprised myself. I went further than I thought I could ever be. So when we're looking at being great and saying yes, especially in 23, we got to think about getting out of the box and raising ourselves higher. When we look at greatness, we are looking at something very important. It is the performing at a level of excellence. See, when we perform at that level of excellence, that is us showing up in our greatness. If we break down the word greatness, it means the quality or state of being great. And when we're in the quality state of being great, we can be great in skill. There can be great achievements. But the greatness I'm talking about is the power that lives within you. When we connect to our GPS, we connect to our great power, our God power within us that leads us, that guides us, that inspires us, things happen. One thing that happens, the power will help you to lead and influence others. Number two, greatness is the heart of a servant. Everyone that's on that list, I looked, oh, they were here to serve the greater humanity. That's what their greatness did. That's what their inspiration did. It shifted the planet. In studying greatness, I realized that great is the result of our intention. Greatness is the result of our intention. So the energy and power, can you imagine the energy and power that Oprah Winfrey puts into creating a network and taking everything out to the world? There's a power, there's an energy there. And the achievement, man, you can't deny the greatness of Oprah Winfrey. Here's what I love about greatness. Greatness helps to organize a community. See, this is not a me job, this is a we job. To change this planet to be great, there's a group of people that will stand with you, that will say yes with you, so you don't have to do this by yourself. And those who think they're doing it by themselves, we can have a chat. But let me tell you, it is all about the community, organizing a community that will help support your vision. When we talk about greatness, excellence is not negotiable. We want to talk our way out of showing up and being great. Well, you can't show up and not be excellent, because greatness and excellent are together. And then consistency. We can have a lifetime of greatness or one moment of greatness that will be forgotten. When we show up every day, it doesn't matter what we do, it matters how we show up. I could be excellent by taking out my garbage and smiling at the person that's going across my house. That's me being great in my excellence. I can show up when I'm walking down the street or I'm in the grocery store, I'm smiling. See, greatness is not what you do, it's actually how you show up. So how do we show up in our greatness? Number one is a choice. You must make a choice to be great. You must make a choice, and you must make a choice to activate God's Spirit within you. And greatness is a mindset. Greatness is a mindset. So then we come to this next question is, are we doing what is required for us to be great? Well, here's what I do know. A lot of us are not willing to do that work. A lot of us are not willing to set that standard and maintain that standard. A great book, and I think we all have it. I know mine's back there, Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. And this quote has been kind of like we've gone back and forth to who said it first or who said it when. And was it Nelson Mandela or was it Marianne Williamson? But here's the quote. She says this: our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So if that is our fear, we must look at what is this fear around. And fear for me is an acronym that stands for false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And this fear tells us that we could not maintain the standard that we set. So if we have a moment of greatness, you won't ever be able to do that again. That's the ego construct that stands in the way of you being great no matter what you do. This idea of the fear of the power, it's like if we really knew our own strength, and some of us do, the fear is that will we be able to do something with it? The fear of it is that we don't want to live our life higher than anyone else. The truth is, most of us live in this kind of bubble and thinking that it's okay to play small because that's all we've known. Here's what Ernest Holmes says in 365 Science of Mind. Ernest Holmes says this, which I love this quote: we are afraid of greatness because we are so tied down to littleness. I'm gonna say that again. We are afraid of greatness because we are so tied down to littleness. Why are we tied down to littleness? Because that is all we've ever known. Every time that we have a great idea and we share it with somebody, watch who you tell your vision to. Not everyone gets to be that intimate with you. They'll go, oh, no, that's just way too much. Nobody's going to buy that. No one's going to show up for that. No one's going to do that. You got to watch who you share your vision with, because some people are afraid of the light. They're afraid of shaking things up. We are constantly in this place of playing ourselves small. I remember my mom used to tell me, oh, don't be so boastful. I used to walk around going, I'm the greatest. I'm good. I can dance. I'm like, no. Because you need to be humble, because I want you to be a man of God. You need to be humble. That false sense of we need to be humble to serve God, that is an old paradigm and an old covenant that we need to break. God wants us to step up and be great. God wants us to inspire this world. God wants us to be as big as we can be. It takes a while to get to that place. But once you get there and you feel that spark of divine intelligence within you, you're going to change this planet, people. So a couple things that we have to let go when we're really willing to do the work. Part of the work is letting go of the old paradigms. Part of the work is letting go of the old stories that we keep telling ourselves. Not good enough. There's not enough. No one's going to like me. I'm too black. I'm too gay. I'm too this. I'm too that. We got to release those stories because they're causing the blocks. But to let go of the lack and limited mindset, because in God there is no lack or limitation. There's only infinite possibilities. We have to let go of that whole idea of difficult to do something or it's too hard. So I got an acronym for HARD, y'all. You ready? Here we go. HARD stands for heart, allow, results, dedication. See, when something's hard, we have to be running to the difficulty and the hard and the challenges. Why? Because it's the challenges that helps us to grow, that makes us stronger. So we want to embrace these challenges. Greatness rides shotgun with challenges. It requires this for us to rise up. So let's talk about the heart. When something's hard, we must go back to the heart. When we're in the middle of our challenges, in the middle of our yes, and the times that people are telling you, no, you're too crazy for that. They're not gonna like that. You got to work from the heart. You got to remember that your heart knows more than your head. See, your head has what we call the ego construct, and the ego construct is designed to protect, attack, and defend. The ego will tell you, no, you can't do that because someone's not going to like you and you're going to be hurt. So don't do that. Play small. We have to go from the heart because the heart knows when the head tells you lies. The heart knows, so we work from the heart. And the space of working from the heart requires spiritual practices. Meditate, pray, visioning. And Garrick, man, we used to do some visioning. I used to vision every day. Hanging out with Garrick, you vision every day because it's a big part of the spiritual practice. We are here to catch God's idea. We're here to catch a new vision. So visioning is an important part of our spiritual practice. So work from the heart. A stands for allow. When we're in that hard zone, the challenges, this is what we are allowing. We must allow the challenges so we can get stronger. So Garrick know in a previous life, and I'm still actually doing, I have a couple members that I see twice a week and we walk together, we do strength training. I'm a yoga instructor and I still teach yoga here in Florida. But at one point in my life when I lived in Los Angeles, I did personal training. And that's what I did full time, personal training, group fitness. I worked for Equinox. And I used to tell my clients, one in particular, who say, this is way too hard. I'm going, your body requires the stress so that you can get stronger in the rest. And you can't get stronger in the rest if you're not ready to go through the stress. See, this is how it works. So when we put stress onto our muscles, it rests, it gets stronger, you get stronger. So this is why we're allowing the challenges to happen, allowing these hard times to come through. Most people live an average life because of this. They don't want to go through the challenges. Most people are not willing to do what I call the practice, practice, practice. See, we have to allow ourselves to be in the practice to achieve our yes and our greatness. Hours and hours and hours and hours of practice. I hope y'all know who Her is. Her is dynamic guitar prodigy. And she talked about hours and hours of practice to get to that place where she makes it look easy. Hours. She talked about what she gave up and not being outside on the playground and this and that. It requires us to go into that place of practice. You know, Joel Osteen goes into his study on a Wednesday and does not come out until Saturday night preparing for Sunday. Having that much time the results, and this is what the R is, the results. When you put the practice in, you put the time in, you go through the challenges, the results will always be greatness. They might not be the results that the world has deemed to be great, but it is what God has come to manifest through and as you. The results. And then the D stands for dedication. When we go to dedication, we must be willing to be dedicated to the purpose, to the vision. But remember, you got to catch a vision before you can be dedicated to it. And we also must be dedicated to the discipline. We must be dedicated to determination to see it fulfilled. When you're saying we want to be great, it's a lot of work, but it's okay. And I call it play work because you're being fulfilled. So we're talking about to flow into our greatness. And last acronym of the day, I promise, is FLOW. And I've been using this acronym forever. And this is a part of the yes. We get to flow into yes. And the flow of the yes is this. I truly believe that there is a principle, a divine principle that we don't really talk about a lot, but I'm going to talk about it here. It's called the ease of grace. Now, people like to throw out grace and grace and grace, but they don't really get to the metaphysical meaning of what grace is. There is the ease of grace. My burden's light. When we allow God to show up, things flow. It's not easy, but there is an ease of grace. So if you're going through your challenges, you're going through the hard stuff because you've chosen to be great, we have to go into the ease of grace to our connection with Spirit. Here's flow. F is faith. L is love. O is openness. W is willingness. So when we are in this space of flow, we must have faith. We must have faith in your GPS, your God power within you. You must have faith in yourself. So have first faith in God that lives within you, then have faith in yourself. The reason why I say don't share your vision and with just anybody, we want to feel inspired, especially when you know it's a divine vision. Because it can seem to be an uphill battle when everyone's around you saying, I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that's going to work. One of the things that I got here, and I was like, something was off in the service. I went, there's no invocation. I'm going, how are we going into service and not praying first? And the response I got from the board, and people were like, yeah, well, we haven't been praying like that, and we don't do that. And I'm going, okay, well, here we go. Then there wasn't a welcome. I'm going, we're going to welcome people this year, this 2023. We started welcoming people, got pushback on it. They're going, people don't want to feel uncomfortable. I went, you got to believe in yourself. When we did it on New Year's Day, new people, we had 10 new people in there, and most of them came up to me going, that was the greatest welcome I've ever had. Then last night, I had a board member email me going, I still think that we're feeling uncomfortable with your welcome and you're having people to stand up and this and this. And I emailed her back and said, thank you. We'll chat about this next week. But believe in yourself, and I did it today, and I believed in it. Believe in your vision, believe in yourself, have faith that you're on the right path. Have faith your transformation is happening right here and right now. It's not happening tomorrow. It might have been happening yesterday, but transformation is happening now. Have faith that you have a purpose. You are on purpose with a purpose because you are here. You are one with spirit, and that gives you purpose. Have faith that you were meant to do great things. Love. We got to learn to love ourselves, people. This is the biggest gift that we can ever give ourselves. It's the most challenging thing we'll ever do is to learn to love who and what we are and stop judging ourselves. That's going to be a long journey. Well, it doesn't have to be. You can wake up in enlightenment. Oh, but most of us, we go to a long journey of self-love, and you're right in the right space. I know that this is possible for all of us. We have to learn to love ourselves. We also have to learn and fall in love with what we do. We have to learn to fall in love with our work. And if you don't love what you're doing, you don't like what you're doing, you need to, no, I'm not telling you to quit your job, but you need to go find your passion. Go find what brings you love and find love in the work that you're doing. If you open yourself and you set intention, you will find the love. Learn to love yourself, fall in love with love, love life, love your spiritual practice. Hey, we sit down because we love spirit. We sit down in meditation because we know we're going to have an opening. O is for opening, openness. We must be open to new ideas. We get to be open to, from the heart. We get to open from the space, be open to new spiritual practices as we're reaching for our greatness. Be open to receive God's vision. Be open. And then the last one is willingness. We must be willing to embrace change. The biggest thing is change. I know the most challenging thing I'm dealing right now is change from LA to Florida. But I'm willing to embrace it. As long as I stay here, I must embrace it, or this is going to be a long, rocky, jumpy road. So I'm embracing the change. Be willing to surrender to the spirit that is within you, because we hear it. Part of the steps of visioning is surrendering to the vision. Most of us get the vision and we'll go, "Ooh, that's so big. That ain't me. No. Of course it's you, because you're downloading it. Surrender to your vision. Be willing to do the work. Hey, this will only work if you work it. You can have a great aha moment, intention, I need to lose 20 pounds. And if you sit on the couch and watch Netflix, it will only be an intention. The universe speaks and activates to action. So we pray and we move our feet. We treat and we move our feet. It requires action. And I'm going to end with this. If you are not willing, be willing to be willing. And when we are willing to be willing, it opens up the door to infinite possibilities. So again, we get to go back to, what is your yes this year? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to be free in 23 from? If you're willing to have faith and you fall in love with your yes and you stay open at the top and the heart and be willing, you will manifest your yes. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Amazing. Thank you so much, Reverend Skip. So much goodness and insight. I love that. I love the acronyms. That's fantastic. Fantastic. So, friends, if you have any questions for Reverend Skip, if you'd like to explore any of the things that he shared, anything that you'd like some support with, feel free to raise your hand. You can use the raise hand feature, which is on the reactions button on your toolbar, and we will unmute you and let you ask your question. Anyone? Joseph,
Okay.
did you want to unmute? Go ahead.
Yeah. I love this talk. It was amazing. Really resonated with me. And I just wondered, like, if Reverend had any advice for, because I think a lot of us have the vision, and that comes really clear to us because we're all connected here, and we're all seeking. And for me, that's always easy. I get downloads, and then the start is also very easy. It's sometimes when you get knocked down, more than a few times, or it just gets hard, like there's meditation, there is reconnecting, there's writing, journaling, like all the things, surrounding yourselves with people that are on the same vision, that are supportive. But is there something that like is your go-to for your diligence and for your kind of like just, that kind of keeps you going for it?
Wow, thank you, Joe. That's a beautiful, beautiful question. I would say probably if I have a physical practice, which is it's physical and meditation that meets at the same space, would be yoga. Yoga is always giving, I'm always getting these sacred downloads. And whenever I'm feeling, and there's always an appearance of being stuck, I call it the sacred gestation time, that things are always moving in us and we might not be manifesting in the physical, but there's still spirit, the vision is still within us. So I can go on a yoga mat and I can contemplate the vision. You are such a talented songwriter. Your music, just like that song, was wow. And I would say that it takes a little bit of time, but some people can write songs right away and just like boom, 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 boom. Some people, it takes a long time to get something out, to fine tune it right before you record it. And what keeps them going is because they want to see the manifestation of the vision. It's the inspiration, it's the passion. So being in your creative craft, knowing that you are moving after you've done the meditation, you've done the treatment, you're getting into action. That term, act as if, I don't like that term. I always say we are becoming the vision. We just can't fake it until we make it, because that's not going to work. But there is always a becoming of this vision that we are holding. So then we get to become the vision. So I would say keep moving forward, one step, one breath, one day, one note, one lyric at a time, and keep moving forward. It will actually manifest itself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Any other questions? You can use the raise hand button. And I'll unmute you. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Reverend Skip. That
So
was just so.
welcome.
Oh, Tom? Okay. Tom?
So
Did
that
you have
was
a
Reverend
question?
Skip saying, "You're welcome."
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That was
I thought someone was jumping in with a
That was
question. Oh,
me.
yeah. No, it's just so I feel very inspired by your message, and it was what I needed to hear, and I know that we're all hearing what we need to hear today, and that's just what I love about the way spirit works.
Thank you, Rev. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, so let's go back to Joseph has another song for us. So let's go back to Joseph for another song, and here we go.
All right. This is thank you. This is kind of a little bit different than the first song. It's definitely lighter and more fun. And the videos, one of the first videos I did, and it's a cartoon video, but it also has a spiritual message in that I heard a lot of people say, like, throughout my life, and I've said it myself, you want somebody, like you want to date somebody, say specific, or you want something amazing to happen in your life. And I think a lot of people spend a lot of time trying to get it. And I think the easiest way for us to get all we want is to do the work ourselves, just like Reverend was saying, and as we all know. So this song is really about kind of going inward, doing your thing, and it's presented in a fun way, but then the outcome actually comes to you, the right one. And this is called Ready Now.
I worked so freaking but he's all that you wanted. I grew so many little hearts for you, but they died untended. Well, I've been watching you real close lately, been working out at your gym, and I've been talking to all your friends. They tell me that you broke up with him. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready to love me. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready to love me. The secret laws of attraction, baby, I made a school out of them. I built my vision boards as high as heaven. I stuck you all over them. And my obsession never really died. It just grew silently stronger. And I won't rest until I make you mine. It ain't gonna take much longer. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready to love me. I think you're ready now. You're ready now. I think you're ready to love me. All the times I saw you together, it drove me mad, but I had to fake it. And I'd smile, but I couldn't take it. Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Now he's gone and I'm feeling better. Been working out for you, my body's aching. You're gonna die when you see me naked. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready to love me. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready to love me. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready to love me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been so much fun. Thank you.
Oh, we love having you. And if you can tell us where to get your music, you can say it and put it in the chat. We'd love to have folks supporting your beautiful art.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm on all the socials as Joseph Eid Music, and that's Joseph EID Music, and I'm on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, all the sites and all the songs and albums and stuff are on there. So check it out if you have a chance. I'll type it in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Joseph. All right. So this is the moment where we give thanks. Where we give thanks for all the blessings that we've received today, all of the goodness and all of the joy and the love and the talent and the inspiration. And let us thank all of our participants in our community, and let us remember that if we want to keep Inspire going, if we want to see it grow, if we want to continue to be able to meet and join together, let's support it. So I invite your donations of any amount. You can go to inspirespiritualcommunity.org/donate. You can also very simply click on the email that you received for your service reminder. There's a button there that will take you right to the site. But we ask that you give anything that you can to support your spiritual community and to be in the flow of giving and receiving. giving and receiving are one. And when you give, you're giving to God. When you receive from God. And so we just invite you to join us in that flow. So thank you all for that. And I'd like to invite Reverend Skip to give us a closing prayer.
Thank you so much. And what a wonderful service. This is beautiful. Thank you. So just take a moment to go within, closing our eyes and just centering ourselves in the breath. Let's all breathe together. Let's take a deep breath in and a big sigh. And I am so grateful for this moment of prayer, this moment of service, this moment of gathering of fellowship. Grateful for this time that we get to remember that there is no distance between each other. There's only the one mind. The one mind is love, it is joy, it is peace, it is oneness, it is all the qualities, the divine qualities that shows up as me, shows up as the divine emanation of life itself. I know this truth for myself. I know this for each and every person in this community. So I get to give thanks again for this time, this inspiring community. I give thanks for Joseph's music and the prayers and the meditation and the time that we get to recognize that God is the divine presence that is working as life itself. Give thanks for this time that we get to remember our yes and our greatness as we move forward from this space. We know that what we have learned, we get to live into the community. And as we give ourselves the permission to shine our greatness, others will follow suit. We rise up our consciousness and we invite those to come and rise up with us. As I give thanks, I simply allow all this to be in spirit. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. I feel so uplifted. I hope you all feel the same. And you're invited to keep it going because we're going to start visioning. I'm going to hand it over to Reverend Garrick. And just before we do, though, I'll just let you know that we'll be back here on February 12th for our anniversary service. So please bring a friend and join us. Thank you all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Amina. What a beautiful service. Thank you so much, Skip. So good to share space with you again. And thank you so much for a wonderful, inspirational message. Joseph, always a treat, always a treat. And I love this January tradition of all of us getting together. So visioning, we're going to take a little break for a couple of minutes just so you can go to the restroom if you'd like. Those of you who aren't going to vision, that's okay. You can excuse yourself when we take the break and go on about your day. Those of you who want to come back and vision, I'll talk a little bit about what visioning is and we'll dive in and do some. So go ahead and let's take a break until 12:45. So we've got about 3 minutes to go to the restroom, get some water. Those of you who are going to go on about your day, have a beautiful day, keep being the sunshine. And those who want a vision, I'll see you at 12:45. Beautiful.
Thank you, Garrick. Thank you, everyone. Peace and blessings.
Blessings. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye, girl. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Joseph. That was awesome.
So great. I felt amazing. I thought I would have to run out, but I have a few minutes. I don't know how long this is, but I'd love to be a part of it if it's
Stay as long as you can. You'll get something out of it. So it's 12:45. Let's all come together again. And very briefly, I'll kind of run through what visioning is and what it isn't. And I think that's the important place to start.